أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في قرآن مجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah, all praise and thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the ability to come to Jum'ah. Therefore we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to reflect and understand and practice and convey the message that we learn from the Quran and Sunnah in this speech. Ameen. Whenever, as Muslims, we know that it is a responsibility upon every Muslim that we must be confident and successful Muslims. And if we were to ask every single one of us here that what does a confident Muslim look like? What are the characteristics should a person have in order for them to be a confident Muslim? And we will all agree to these points that I'm going to mention. We're going to say that they need to pray 5 times a day. They need to recite the Quran properly. They need to be confident in their Islamic beliefs. They need to have good behavior. They need to practice Islam everywhere they go. They need to have love for Allah. They need to have the love of the Rasul in their hearts. They need to know the halal and the haram. And they need to give da'wah. Whatever they learn, they preach it to others. Muslim and non-Muslim, they keep on spreading Islam wherever they are. And no one will disagree that these are the things that we're meant to have for every single Muslim. It's an obligation. These are the most basic, most fundamental fara'id, obligation in terms of knowledge for every single Muslim meant to have. So we, alhamdulillah, most of us here are parents. And therefore, we must understand that there's an obligation as parents that we save ourselves and we save our children from the hellfire, which is the verse I recited. Surah Tahrim, verse number 6. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. So all you who believe, save yourselves and save your children and family from the hellfire. Now we know that when a child is born, the very first time when we become parents and fathers and mothers, and we hold our child for the first time, that's the best feeling that you can have. When you look into the eyes, how small they are. It's almost feel like this is a miracle. That you dream about that you want to make this child successful. You want to hold them, make them, you want to make them safe. You want to educate them. You want to become their role model. You want to do everything for them. But similarly, as they're growing up, we know that whenever they are, of course, as children, they don't know what they're doing. They will touch something harmful. They might go to the kitchen and touch something sharp. That, when we see that, straight away we would jump. We would do everything to protect them from harming themselves. If there was near the cooker, if there was fire, we would stop them from going next to the cooker because we know that it's going to burn them. And of course, if a house is burning and we know our children is there, we would probably go inside there, harm ourselves to protect our children. Because that's how much we love them. But what about the fire of hellfire? Because this world is temporary. But the fire in the next life, in the akhirah, is forever. So when Allah is saying, save yourself, save your family from the hellfire, which is going to be forever. So why do we not behave in a way and take that responsibility and take that duty that our children is an amana and trust, that they don't belong to us, they belong to Allah. Ourselves, our body, our children, our family, everything belongs to Allah. It's an amana, it's a trust. Therefore, He's given us this gift of life through our children, that we're meant to look after them and not just protect them physically, but also to protect them spiritually. And give them everything and nourish them and nurture them with Iman, with Islam. Make them stand on this foundation that when they grow up, it's like they're like a tree. Our children are like a tree. Just like when you want to grow a tree, you don't just plant the seed and let it grow by itself. No. You have to now put the right amount of water, the right amount of sunlight, and the right amount of soil. And then you keep on pouring water regularly and watch it grow nicely. And until it spreads its branches and leaves and gives fruits and benefit other people. So similarly, our children are like that tree. We're meant to plant the seed of Iman in their hearts, in their minds. So when they grow, they become firm, they're rooted to their belief. So when the corruption of society comes, the evils of society, the ideas that are against Islam, the values which are against, when they go in the society, they're protected, they are ready, they are geared up. So when the wind comes to blow that tree away, it won't move because it knows it stands on its deen, it's firm. So similarly, if we don't do that now, if we don't act responsibly and nurture our kids with Iman and Islam, and not just teach them, make them understand, and make them practice, be their role model, because remember, children are like a sponge. And whatever that it's exposed to, it just sucks it in. And when you squeeze that sponge, it will give out what you sucked in. So we as parents, we're the first teachers. We're the first educators of our children. That whatever we do, we don't tell them by words, but we tell them by action, by practice, as being models for them. And they will learn from that. Children, they imitate. They see, they don't understand, but they imitate. Because that is the nature of children. When the hadith of the Prophet, he goes, كل مولود يولد على الفطرة. That every child is born with fitra, the pure disposition, that which is Islam. But it is later on the parents make them either a Christian or a Jew or a fire worshipper. So it shows the influence. This hadith is telling us that every child is pure. Fitra is there, the goodness is there. He knows his Lord. That's why if you tell a child that believe in Allah, believe in the Rasul, they will accept it. It's only when they become older and if we didn't do anything to put that in their hearts, that's when they start, when the different ideas come, that's when they start doubting and hating Islam and practicing selectively part of Islam, and they eventually leave Islam.